Hello and welcome back to Holy Discourse. I'm really hoping the audio is not going to be crap. Because, I don't know where my headphones are. They are somewhere in the house. Where I set them, I don't know. My little ADD brain just does not. I remember mowing with them. Did I leave them on the mower? Maybe. I don't know. Also, don't mind my dog. My dog is. I don't know if you can hear him or not. He's just outside barking his head off. So the neighbors must be doing something, or I don't know. Police cars were going by earlier and he was howling at them. So, a bunch of stuff happening. But today we're going to watch a next Taku watching Caleb Hammer. Um, I want to watch the new one that he just posted, but it's kind of long. I'm like, every time I do long content, everyone's just kind of like, don't really want to watch it. Usually if I have it like around the 30-minute mark, everyone more wants to watch it. So I figured this would be kind of like a good recap, but also kind of getting commentary and different perspectives from not only me, but like Nux and then Caleb responding to them, like the people that he's talking to. So just kind of a whole circle of just different perspectives and different ideas. Also, I have merch if you want to check it out. I don't have anything for this channel. I don't know if anyone would want stuff for this channel. I have stuff for my other channel, Green Bean Animations. So if you're like, I don't like your politics, or I don't like this or that about you, you might like stuff just like my random daily life and just like things I think about wanting to improve my life. I animate about. So if you want to watch that instead, because you don't like this type of content, go look at that. You might like that. I don't know. Hello?
Now, I have a fondness in my heart for Patriots, and the Patriots are getting a lot of Democrat fatigue lately. All right, people are just tired of the constant bullshit that we need to deal with. This anti-reality cult. Yes, of course, men could be women, says the Democrat that's trying to get the vote for mentally ill people and then manipulate their empathy. All right, like that's what
I seen today that the Olympics were like, we're gonna ban like trans people from competing, which I didn't even realize was a thing that was happening. Because, well, my assumption was there's so many countries that are kind of like against that and a lot more conservative, that I figured that they wouldn't be letting people like Americans, or I would assume Great Britain would be the same way, like England, stuff like that, would be the same way. I would assume those would be like the only countries that would allow that to even try to happen. Um, but yeah, I would assume that would have been like a vote across all of the countries, and I would assume that would have not happened in the first place, but apparently it did, and now they're making trans people not able to compete, which is definitely interesting, because we've seen, at least in America's history, recently, that trans people are, especially in women's sports, we're seeing a lot of trans people beat women, like in the sport themselves, uh, even though they've transitioned, that they still have a wide margin of like being ahead of a biological woman. So definitely did not know that. Did not realize that was happening.
we're dealing with on a daily basis. I mean, in fact, it's so insane. This is literally a Democrat candidate running in CA 11. Right? This is literally in the 11th District of California. This is not
Officially
AI.
endorsing Choikat Chakrabarti for Congress. We need a disruptor. We need someone who's not a politician. I hope I don't offend you by saying that.
No, that is a compliment.
So Choikat, I've endorsed you. You've got my support.
It's so crazy that like drag queens are just like everywhere now in culture, because that would be like like strippers like just coming out and like endorsing people and stuff like that, because that's basically what it's like about. It's about like that person's sexuality and wanting to just like let it all out basically. And you know, it's a lot of like nightclub stuff and stuff like that, which if that's what you're into, then go do that. But it's strange that the culture now is that's okay to do out in public. And it's like, well, there's a reason why like stuff like that is behind closed doors of like 18 or older or 21 or older and stuff like that. It's because it's very adult content, which again, if that's what you want to do, you're an adult. But having that in regular society is kind of like, well, there's kids around and some people aren't kind of consenting to see such sexual behavior, basically. I mean, this person has fake tits basically bulging out of them. So, yes, it's kind of like, why would you do that out in public? Like, behind closed doors, like, getting paid for it, getting whatever, doing drag shows, doing whatever, like, fine, like, you do you, man. But out in public, it's kind of like, that's just a little strange, because that's usually people's, like, what people do for work or side hustles or whatever. It's not something that you just do out in the open.
Hey, now I know who I'm not voting for in California District 11.
This is not AI.
People are just tired of this. So Caleb Hammer.
Wait, what was that full post?
You got my support.
Great. Now I know who I'm not voting for in California.
Democrat running for... This is not a... Just a warning to everyone. This is actually real life. Be like Bluey. For real life.
District 11. But the reality is, people are just tired of this. So Caleb Hammer is interviewing ex-government workers, all right? And he's just, like, he's so done. He's like so many of us. Just
to his earlier comment, I do swear we're heading more and more towards Hunger Games type. Like, have you seen the, what is it? Is it Met Gala or whatever? The thing where people dress up and stuff like that? Like, the crazy outfits people are wearing and stuff like that? And it's like you go into town and it's like poor people everywhere and they're just trying to like make like a livable income, and then you go to this big like party and it's like people spending thousands of dollars on clothes that don't even look good. It's just chaos, and it looks like a 5-year-old designed it and just put it on someone and went, that's good. I was watching a video yesterday. Who is it from? I don't remember, but they basically took this grandpa and they were like, yo, we're going to buy you a bunch of stuff off of like wish.com. Dude was like wearing a dog toy around him. He had one of those like inflatable vests, and he put it upside down and wore it that way. I mean, it was just crazy. They didn't have any like tickets to go into stuff, but they were like, this is my client. He's like Ray something, and they got into everything, and his outfit was like maybe $20. It's like, this is, I mean, it's showing like how crazy what we're calling fashion is and what we're spending money on, when a lot of people are just struggling and trying to live day by day. And then you're seeing the Hassan stuff right now where he's like, oh no, like, I didn't actually have power in my hotel. There's videos of hospitals and everything else around them being like completely no electricity, no nothing. And then here's this hotel that's supposed to be like this like 5-star hotel lit up where all these supposedly important people are. And it's like the disconnect is crazy.
The unbelievable leftoid fatigue. The mask slipped. All right, we understand you're trying to poison our nation and flood us with retards and migrants that want to rape and kill us, etc., yada yada. We get the spiel, we get the shtick. All right, we're aware you hate us and you want us dead. Fine. And quite literally, even like the relative centrist, like Caleb Hammer, he's a centrist guy. He really is. But he's tired of it.
And what's your net?
My net is, so I just started this job, so I'm still like seeing what it is after taxes, but
Okay.
I think my net is around 5,800 a month, and then I also
Shit,
get
that's a lot.
disability from the VA.
And that's a lot. I could... if I had that much coming in, I could live very, very, very comfortably.
Disability.
You were in the
Wow.
military?
A leftist getting disability. Interesting.
In the Navy for 2 years.
What'd you do?
Okay, he went to school and the Navy paid for it and then he got out medically.
I was able.
I am so fucking tired of this because the Navy's awesome, our military's great, and this
I was gonna say, I have no problem with people trying to get education from the military. Like, I know a lot of people who served that were not well off, and that's how they basically paid for everything. Is because they knew that, like, they served their time and stuff like that, and they were able to get either a free education or mostly free education. So, like, all for it, you know. I think you could make an argument that it's kind of sad that you have to, like, serve your country just to have, like, a basic education, like, if that's what you're really wanting to do. But on the other hand, everyone that I've seen that's done that, like, gone into service just to get an education, has been, like, a very proud American coming out of it, because they're like, holy crap, like, I did that, you know. I served my country. I had a purpose. I had all this, you know. So it's an interesting argument.
is unacceptable. And everyone is seeing the left for what they are. They're actual just moochers. They exist to suck off exactly us. That's literally what we're dealing with. We're dealing with parasites. The left is literally the party of criminals and parasites. All right, whether it's the migrants, whether it's the retards that you have to validate all their disabilities and shit. This guy is a fucking bitch.
Naval Reserve, and then
And what's your disability? Other than your
depression
hairline?
and anxiety.
What's that net again? 55.
That sounds like a nothing to me. Depression and anxiety. Now you have to pay for my school, and I have to get infinite money from the government forever.
100?
5,800 for the salary, and then the money that I get from the VA is around like 2,070.
This guy's getting $2,000.
That seems like a lot for depression and anxiety. Because they would probably either put you on medication or do therapy, or both, one of the two. Which, that's what they should really be paying for. Be like, if you go to therapy, send us the stuff and then we'll pay for that. Because if you're just giving someone straight up $2,000, I mean, for a lot of people that pays for, like, a lot of bills, and they're probably going to spend it on that than actually getting the help that they need. Or they're just going to spend it on BS, which, I mean, they're on Caleb Hammer. Yes, they're spending stuff on. There's a lot of BS they're spending stuff on.
A month because he had depression, and he had his school paid for by the Navy, said he had depression, and now he gets $2,000 a month from the taxpayers for the rest of his life. And people are just tired of it. Yeah, valid sigh. This is unbelievable. It's insufferable, honestly.
2 parts.
One of the parts alone was over $2,000.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was just the RAM.
Remember, these
And
are
you bought
people.
two of them.
Rams. Yeah.
Yeah.
These are people that
So, just what we were talking about, whatever he bought, I didn't hear it.
2 parts.
One of the parts alone was over.
Okay, whatever part he was buying was $2,000. That's $2,000 the military is basically paying for. Because that's what they pay him a month. So instead of getting the help that he needs, whether it be therapy or medication he needs to go on or whatever it may be, he's spending $2,000 on a part. I think I watched this episode. I think it was like to build a computer or something.
For $2,000.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was just the RAM.
Remember, these
And
are
you bought
people.
two of them.
Rams. Yeah.
Yeah.
These are people that are coming to this show. Caleb Hammer is doing a financial audit. These are people complaining that America's so bad. It's so bad here in America because we can't afford anything here in America. Because everything's so bad and so expensive here in America. We can't afford anything.
I think I spent $7,000 on it.
Crazy.
Jeez.
You guys are dying in debt. $7,000? Again, for your degree collection, it isn't actually even providing anything for the household. Do you not understand the difference there where she's out actually contributing to this world and you're doing nothing but a ego boost?
I
And
mean,
you're
if I
spending
finish
money on
my
it.
degrees,
She's earning money
I can
yourself.
get-
I have a degree in lesbian.
Yeah, he keeps talking about, oh, degrees. Okay, yes, degrees. But, like, that can be very important to boost your income and stuff. But at some point, you have to actually work to make that income, to make the degree worth it.
Butt sex. Have you considered how useful that could be?
Spending money.
double my income.
Potentially, but the thing is, in the worst situation you guys have ever been in order for your degree collection, you're putting all that money in there.
I need more degrees in order to
Oh,
get where I need
Jesus.
to go.
I must gather all the degrees. I have a degree in
They're not Pokemon!
gender identity. I have a degree in underwater tap dancing. I have a degree in LGBT.
Okay, that is, like, crazy. Like, some of the degrees that they do have. Oh, what was it? I remember it was John Oliver, but I don't remember if the title was just, like, NFL or whatever, but they were talking about, like, the random classes, like, that they, take, and one of them was, like, basket weaving or whatever, and it's like, oh, I got an A in basket weaving, and they were like, talking to them when they became, like, professional, like, oh, do you actually know anything about basket weave? Never done anything with that in my life. So somehow passed the class, but has never done anything like that in their life. And I think there was some language too. I think it was like Swahili or something really different. And then it was like, well, do you know any? And they were like, I don't even know how to say hi in that. And they're like, you know, one of your, like, classes was one of them, right? And they were like, no, didn't realize that. And it's like, so you passed college just because you're an athlete? That's kind of messed up. And I'm a huge support right now of, like, them being, like, finally, like, NCAA, like, kids can actually, like, what do you call it? Like, advertise themselves and all that. Because I'm like, I understand what it's like to be an athlete. I've been an athlete before. And I know lots of other athletes that's, like, actually gone to college and stuff like that. It's like, sometimes they would miss when the cafeteria closes and they would be back super late. And it's like, they'd be like, well, it's like 10, 11 o'clock at night. Like, let's go to McDonald's, or let's go to do this or something like that. And they're paying, even though they're getting a big scholarship, they can't really work because they're either in school or they're in practice all the time, or when they're outside of school and practice, they're studying all the time. And it's like, so what time do I have to actually go make a job to actually pay for the McDonald's that I need to be, like, because I need to eat, I need to do something, or if they're picking up groceries, that money's got to come from somewhere. So what are you going to do, you know? And there's athletes that's talked about, like, oh, I haven't really ate because maybe they didn't have a car to get off campus, or they just didn't have the money, or whatever. Or they're going into debt for it. And it's like, how is this fair, you know? So I get for D2 and D3 athletes, there's not really any advertising you can do for yourself, so that's still a lot. But usually there's a little bit more leniency on able to at least get like college, like work at the college or do stuff, because you get a little bit more flexible hours. But still, it's like, it's not, if you go to a big D2 college though, it's like you're still going to get treated like a D1 college, where they just like, you're just another number. Like, it's a big college, we can just find someone else if you can't do this.
Butt sex?
Yeah, no one's ever made that much money without degrees. To a certain point is what I'm saying. It's the timing thing, man. It's the timing. Worst time to spend. By the way, that isn't even...
And these are the people complaining that we need socialism. They need more money, more handouts from the government, because they're spending tens of thousands of dollars every month on garbage.
Account for... I mean, you guys spent... outflow was $25,000 where income was 12. Like, so that doesn't even make up for that whole amount.
Yeah, how did that happen?
Still, when we're already going even further in the hole's insane.
Yeah, leftist fatigue is insane. These people are retarded, and here we are. Bro, they have robots to clean cat litter boxes. Put these people in jail. Put these people in jail. Get them out. They're defrauding us, in my opinion. All right? And it's honestly insane. So, get ready when you hear this guy's sob story. Why? He's only making $8,000 a month, which is a good salary. He can barely survive on his only $8,000 a month salary. All right? And get ready to hear his explanation.
Why'd you guys move here, by the way, from D.C.?
I lost my job.
He lost his job in D.C.
Yeah.
I got
Trump kinda
fired in
fucked
the
him.
federal.
Trump. It's Trump's fault. The reason why he's poor, only living on an $8,000 a month salary between his actual salary and literally disability free shit, it's because of Trump. Trump fired him.
Colton told me you guys blame Trump.
Yeah, Trump hit him in the ass.
Oh, for the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trump.
Oh, you worked for the federal government?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, thank you. I
Based.
appreciate you getting fired.
I do too. Bro, the normies are so tired. Look at his face. I am also appreciative that you were fired, sir. All right? Not only are you a faggot, but also I really am tired of my taxpayer dollars funding incompetent people. If this dude is so...
I was going to say, we need more of a... I don't know if logical system would work. I don't know how to describe it. We need to effectively communicate better. As I mess up effectively. But, no, seriously, like, communication is a huge deal. And we're, like, a big country. So, if we're gonna keep continuing the way we are, and give states kind of, like, less power, and we're giving the big head government more power, they need to make sure that they're communicating with all the states and actually trying to run it like small businesses into a big business almost. Because if you don't effectively communicate, then everything starts to crumble.
disabled that the government is giving him $2,000 a month. I don't think he should be a government employee.
I would like to not spend as much in taxes.
True.
Why do we employ so many people?
I mean,
it makes no
working
sense.
at a federal research lab that provides goods for society, I would
No. He provides nebulous goods for society, and Trump is bad for firing him. Based Trump, by the way.
say is a good thing.
Well,
What's
in general,
for society your defense?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. That's right. This is what I voted for. I voted for Trump admin to fire sociopathic leftists in the government, and they did it. That's right. That's right, everybody. Goods for society. All right? And it doesn't stop. It's unbelievable how it keeps going. Like, these guys are insane. They're not patriots. They hate our country because you have to understand something truly real about leftists. They hate our country. They want us to die. All right? This is a real fact. All right? A lot of people are going to say, like, Nugs here.
I mean, the hardcore leftists, yes. The ones that are more, like, centered and, like, actually willing to have a discussion, I think are genuinely, like, wanting the best for the country, which those leftists I'm fine with. But the ones that are way too far gone, I'm like, okay, you just hate America. Why don't you just move out? Because clearly you are not happy here.
Overdoing it. This is why Shoe on Head called you out for being too anti-left. No, it's It's more like, how do I put this in the right words? They're evil. Those are the right words. They're evil. They want us to die. Those are the right words. All right, I thought about it. I mulled it over. I considered the options. I looked for alternatives. They're evil. They worship the devil. They fucking hate us. They want us to die. All right, quite literally. You could look at the 10 Commandments as their,
Just put them on their own like land and just let them be, and then just let the other people, the people that are more in the center or more on the right, just let us be. The people that are too far gone in the left, just let them make their own country.
To-do lists, all right, and leftist policy. You show me one leftist policy that isn't satanic, and I will stop calling them all evil, objectively. Now, here's the thing. They talked about patriotism. Now, I think that being a patriot is a good thing, especially if you're, working for the federal government. This guy's explaining why America bad.
Are you not patriotic?
With blue hair, you think I'm patriotic?
How could... and you're complaining about being fired by the federal government? Why should our government hire people that hate our country? Like, just think about it rationally for like 2 seconds, which they can't. They just view the country as a gigantic boob.
Also, what does blue hair have to do with it? I have dyed my hair many colors. Not my entire head, but mostly just the bottom of my hair. Because I like the way it looks on me. But, what does that have to do with your political beliefs?
A gigantic boob that they could suckle from for free shit their entire life, like the little fucking suckling babies that they are. This is literally how they view it. A gigantic cow to be milked for eternity for everything that they have.
You can still be patriotic and be wrong about
Why would I
economics.
be patriotic when we're spending more money on bombs than we are for like social justice or like a social program?
I'm really glad you brought this up. She's retarded and a liar. We spend so much more on social programs than on bombs. And also, all right, this is going to be a nuclear Nuxanor take. Social programs are, for the most part, a scam. That's right. Most of these people need to get jobs. All right, I don't want to be funding people that have the ability to...
I was gonna say, you see it a lot in like poor school districts too. Like they do so much in funding and they do so much in that, and it's like, but it doesn't like improve. And so you're like, okay, where is that money actually going to improve these kids' lives and to like teach them what they need to actually be taught? Like it and then you see these vicious cycles of like they just end up staying where they're at. Not that their community is like bad where they're staying at, it's just like nothing gets like lifted up. You could have all these like educated people there, like super educated, and maybe even go to college, maybe do this, and then you can have a lot more like doctors there and lawyers, and like you can build a community up. All they need is a good education. There's a lot of things that people can take from you in this world, but education and faith is not one of them. If you educate yourself on the Bible, they may be able to take your Bible away from you. They may be able to, torture you, do whatever, but they can't take that knowledge away from you. And same with education, just like normal education, reading, writing, all that fun stuff, history. Like, they may be able to take a lot from you, but they can't take that away from you. And it's very important.
Work, but decide not to. You think I want my taxpayer dollars going to give this guy $2,000 a month because he was... oh, poor baby has depression and anxiety, so therefore he left the military after they paid for his entire schooling, and now I have to pay for the rest of his life. Absolutely not. I think that our socialized programs need to literally be for people, quite literally, that are disabled. All right? It's people that actually cannot work. The people that can work, that are still mooching money off us, I don't want to pay them. All right, I'd rather pay for bombs. That's right. Killing terrorists is actually way better use of my tax dollars than funding this guy's fucking lifestyle.
We spend 50% of the federal spending on social programs.
He's actually wrong about this. It's closer to 80% of the federal spending. I'll look it up, though. I don't want to lie. What percent of American federal spending is used on social programs? All right, here we go. We'll get the truth. We'll get to the truth. All right, Grok, what do we got? And boom, 60% of the federal budget is on social programs. Vast majority of this is for retards that refuse to get a fucking job.
Like what?
Social programs, Medicare, Medicaid, mandatory spending, SNAP benefits, veteran benefits.
You mean SNAP benefits that people just got taken away from them?
You think
First of all, I wasn't even talking about SNAP benefits in that analysis. Second of all, SNAP benefits got taken away because the Democrats shut down the federal government. Right? That was the Democrats that shut down the SNAP benefits. And also, I don't want to be funding people that could work. I don't want to, like, literally be paying for the diet soda of a retard who could get a job. I'm sorry. I'm just so...
Yeah, if it's like soda or whatever, then yeah, that's not right. Like, people should obviously be able to eat and all that, but if it's like you're getting like Little Debbie's off of SNAP food, that's not, one, that's not even filling, two, that's like so many calories, and three, it's like, why is the rest of us paying for sweet treats for someone? Like, they should actually just be having like a good meal. If someone can't like pay for it, then yeah, I'm okay with paying for a good meal for someone if they need help. But I'm not just gonna sit out there and be like, oh, you're homeless? Here, let me just give you like a donut. Like, no, that doesn't do anything for anyone.
Tired of like this unbelievable amount of entitlement in society. All right, as it states in Genesis chapter 2, by the sweat of your brow you will eat bread. I don't want to be funding people whose brows are not sweating. Quite literally. No one in the country is starving. Get a job or go to a church and they'll feed you. No one is starving. Literally, get your ass up to work. All right, if you're actually disabled, we could talk about it from a charity perspective. But I don't owe you anything.
think everyone just got taken off SNAP?
Most people
Everyone.
did.
You think the majority just got taken off SNAP?
Literally.
I will say churches are usually very good resources to get help. Like, if you actually, like, seriously, like, need help, like, churches, yes, religiously they will help you, but, like, they will also, like, help feed you or try to help you get on your feet somehow, or, like, that's why I like the church that I go to, because it's not often that we talk about, like, where, like, the money actually goes. Like, if I wanted to, like, I could just ask the person who does the money and they'd be like, oh, here's the spreadsheet, here's the, like, nothing's a secret, it's just not something we talk about often, but every once in a while we will, and it's just kind of like, hey, like, just so you know, like, we help keep people's lights on. This month we had a couple people ask, like, if we could help with, like, an electric bill or whatever, and, you know, and a couple people asked for this or that, like, hey, can we help with, like, a meal or something like that, because someone's struggling or whatever, so someone made, like, a home-cooked meal for them, or, you know, whatever it may be. You know, it's not just, like, monetary in the fact of, like, oh, we help keep someone's lights on. It's like, oh, you know, XYZ person, like, went out to this house and, like, you know, maybe made a meal for them and, like, talked with them and, like, just making sure that they're okay, and, you know, just stuff that people have done in the church. And it's, like, kind of like what we've done good in the community, not to, like toot our own horn, but just to be like, hey, we actually are following what God is, like, telling us to do, to, like, spread the wealth as much as we can, not only, like, monetarily, but just, like, how would you say it, like, maybe, like, emotionally, like, just being there for someone, you know, just being there for the community.
Military spending is 10 to 20%.
And
The
that's
bombs you're freaking out
egregious.
about, 10 to 20%. It's egregious. We spend 50% on social programs.
I'm a military kid, and I can tell you that shit is not needed.
Girl, you literally just got
It's totally not needed to stop people that are trying to nuke our country, okay? Just let them be.
the information that you were just wrong, and yet you're still doubling down. We don't spend the majority on bombs.
Okay, maybe it's not the majority, but it's well
It's not
too
even
much.
close to the majority. It's not even a quarter.
It's far too much.
Okay, you can advocate for that, but that all of a sudden doesn't mean, you just said we don't spend anything on social. That's where
But again, I think it's important to note that your argument means nothing. all right? Because we have elections, we elect a president decides on what to do, all right? This is part of the system. Now, you could dislike the president if you want, but, like, you can't say that you're entitled to more money because we spend money on a military that protects us from threats. Like, this is obviously retarded.
Where, like, more than half of our money goes. What are you talking about?
I think it needs to be more
as
into
usual,
social
you're
programs.
uninformed about everything.
I think it needs to be more into
and then you're
social
just not
programs.
patriotic.
No one cares what you think. Your opinion means nothing.
What do you mean? We spend more than like
We saw the color of your hair. Your opinion is irrelevant.
anyone. Well, number-wise, absolutely.
Yeah, well, technically.
By technicality.
Like per capita.
Technically, by money, by per capita, by yes, we do a lot. We're a very
Dude, I love how tired, like, your average person is from, like, this leftist entitlement bullshit.
progressive nation.
I know I don't work, but I deserve more money because we spend money on bombs for our military. Like, these people are retarded.
We have the most progressive income tax in the entire Western world.
Okay.
Oh boy, I love when people have no idea what they do, and then they're just not patriotic. It's like, dude, you're literally not a contributor.
Bro,
You should be
these are useless people. Absolutely. That's right. Make the parasites feel like parasites. I agree. We should be humiliating these people. See, I had this analysis before. A lot of people thought that it was a little too far at me, but I'll say it again because my opinions don't change because people are upset at me for different things. I think that every time someone is on Snap and goes and uses Snap benefits in a grocery store and gets their little Snap card for the month, their little EBT card, you know what I think? I think they need to film a little video thanking the American taxpayer for funding their survival, saying that they couldn't exist without you. I think that they should know that they are quite literally the recipient of our charity. Charity that is taken from us against our will. So it's not charity. It's actually just the government stealing your shit to give it to people.
I was going to say, I agree and disagree with that statement. I agree with it as far as, like, I've seen a lot of people abuse the helping hand of the government. I have. Like, I've seen it in whole towns. I've known people, like, I've seen a lot of it, and I understand where this anger is coming from. But I've also seen a lot of people work their butts off to just try to make, like, ends meet, and they still need help, or at one time, you know, maybe them and their partner both had lost their jobs and, like, just needed to go on SNAP benefits. I think it was like couple years, and then they finally got back on their feet. Like, you know, neighbors were helping them, like, kind of community helping them, trying to get back up on their feet and everything else, and they ended up getting back on their feet. I've seen both sides of it. I'm okay with spending my tax money helping people if it's, like, actually helping people try to get back on their feet and be independent. But if it is just people mooching off of the government and mooching off of me, then yeah, I'm pissed. Like, I don't want to pay for those people. But I know people who actually need it. And maybe are working their butts off, or maybe they actually have a medical condition where they can't hold down a job or do anything. Like, I know those types of people too. And I think those types of people actually deserve help. But the people who are just mooching and just don't care, and I'm seeing, you know, like, buy, like, really expensive nails that they're putting on and stuff like this, but their kids are showing up to school asking for food because their parents didn't feed them, because they don't give a crap about them, but they're okay with spending hundreds of dollars on nails and stuff like that because they're getting money from the government. Like, those people are disgusting. And I've seen that way too much. I've seen it way too much. And it's awful. And those kids, you see those kids go through the years, like school, like through school every year, and you can see the lights of their eyes just dim and just end up like their parents. It's awful. It's so awful. And then they become this thing that's also just mooching off the government and doing the same things that their parents did. And then them not caring about the kids. And it's like those people should not be getting, like, benefits or anything like that. They should be learning how to, like, survive, be a normal person. Or the people who literally can't or they're working their butts off and they still can't make ends meet because they just don't make that much money. Like, yeah, they should be the ones actually getting help.
That quite literally could get jobs that refuse to get jobs so they could get funded by the government by stealing our shit once again so that they could vote for the Democrats. It's a literal giant Ponzi scheme to get, quite literally, poor retards to vote for them. I'm not saying no one deserves SNAP. I'm not saying no one deserves EBT. Absolutely. However, I think the bar needs to be under the ground. Literally get off your ass and get a job.
The most patriotic person. You contribute nothing.
I mean,
Yeah, these are useless people, and they should feel useless, and they should be humiliated. Absolutely.
You contribute literally nothing. You've only been a taker, and yet you're the one that doesn't like the country.
I would
then the
leave
one
if
that
I
gives
could.
everything is the one that
I would leave if I could. Yeah, go to Afghanistan.
likes it.
I would
Leave for
leave if I could.
where?
anywhere. I used to
Anywhere?
live in
This
Germany.
is literally just the ideology of like these retards. Our country fucking sucks. We have to go.
I'd rather
Grass
live
is
there.
always greener. What would you be doing in Germany?
I could still be an artist there.
Yeah, you think Germans just immediately they're like, oh, you want to be an artist? Let's give you 80,000.
I mean, I know a German artist. He was pretty famous. Think about it. Still talk about him a lot to these
Stop. I didn't even think about that. Okay, let's continue.
days. I mean, basically, any person that ends up in a right-wing position of power gets compared to this German artist. Well, technically, he was an Austrian artist, but whatever.
Well, I know that they're not
Potatoes, tomatoes. German artists, they make a mark.
going to give me $80,000 a year for
What do
being
you
an
think
artist.
would
They're not going to give you fucking jack shit because, quite literally, you don't contribute anything meaningful to society. This is like saying, I'm a YouTuber. I deserve infinite money. You only deserve money if people watch your YouTube videos. All right, and it's like this for literally everything. If you are not providing
Yeah, I mean, it's a business. Like, you have to provide stuff. I mean, if you're successful on YouTube or not, I mean, even if you're just messing around and having fun and stuff like that, like, if you're wanting to make infinite money on YouTube and stuff like that, like, yeah, you need to do it consistently. You need to kind of work your butt off. You need to make sure that maybe your editing is really good, or maybe this or that's really good. I mean, my editing is crap. It is. I just kind of like jumble it together and be like, this is good, but also everything that I've seen on what I can download for like an editing site is like, I just need a basic one where I can just kind of like put stuff in and take stuff out and just make it a little faster. But it's like everyone that I find is not good, or they want you to pay for this or they want you to pay for that. And I'm like, I just need like iMovie, like just basic iMovie for this laptop. Like, that's all I really need. I just need to be able to make it a little faster. Well, other than green screen would be nice because of my animation channel, which sometimes when one of my apps work, I can actually work on my animations, and there'll be like a couple months it won't work, and it's very annoying. And at some point it's like, I probably should switch laptops, but I just kind of got this one, I think like a year or two ago, about 2 years ago for like Christmas. So I'm like, I'm not just going to ask for a new one. I'll probably wait like till it's like 5-10 years old and then be like, oh, can I get a new one? Like, can I put that on my Christmas list? So, I mean, usually that's what I end up doing. I mean, same with my phones. It's like, I wait like 5 years and then it's like, yeah, maybe I should finally get a new phone. Like, I get the newest phone and then I wait like 5 or 6 years, and then everyone's like, you have a really old phone. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm waiting till it almost crashes and then I get a new one. That's basically what I do. Because I don't, like, if I'm going to spend money on something nice, I'll spend money on something nice, but I'm going to make it last for a really long time. I'm not just going to buy the latest and greatest thing all the time.
providing a service, you should not be getting paid. Your life does not inherently mean that I, a taxpayer, need my tax dollars to go to your existence and survival. It doesn't. Like, this entitlement is just unbelievable. As they continue, like little babies, wah to suckle from the great breasts of America. And honestly, a lot of this comes from A, bad parenting, and B, the school system grooms you into thinking that you're deserved things. You're not, all right? Communism is cancer, all right? It can't produce...
Well, not only that, but I think as like a kid, like, you're not really taught... Well, I think that's changed a little bit. But at least when I was in high school, other than... Because my history teacher wanted to teach us about, like, how to fill out, like like once you got a job, like how to fill stuff out for that job. I can't think of what it's called. I can't think of what that form's called that they make you like fill out and stuff like that. Just because he was like, I remember when I was in high school, no one taught me. And then I went to my job and then I had to call my mom and help, like she had to help me through it. Just because, I mean, he didn't know. No one taught him, you know? And so, but it would be nice to actually like, be like, you have to take a finance class and you have to take home ec. Like, those are the two things where it's like, you know, then you can learn actually about sewing and you can learn cooking and like you can learn basic like life skills before going into the real world and being like, oh crap, I don't know anything about taxes and I don't know like I've only lived with my parents, so I don't really understand how to like save and how much stuff really is because most of my stuff's paid for, so I only have to pay for X, Y, and Z. So I'm used to having lots of extra income after everything. And it's like, that stuff is important to know. So I think American education system has to kind of step up their game too. Which I have other beef with the American education system. I think a lot more things should be hands-on and stuff like that too. But that's a whole nother discussion for a whole nother day.
Anything. That's why Cuba's a shithole. That's why every communist country's a shithole. Okay? Because it cannot produce things because it doesn't incentivize anyone to produce things. Everyone thinks they just deserve everything. And it's producing an entire generation of largely liberal women that quite literally feel like the world is owed to them when they do nothing for the world. Right? That's not how it works, bro. All right, that's not how it works.
I think if I was able to do my art full time, I'd be able to make the money I need to make.
Yeah, no one cares. No one cares what you think.
Germans trying to pursue art and failure. That always goes over well.
All right, well, yeah.
That was a pretty good one.
Yeah. To be fair, it was Austrians. To be fair, to be clear, to be honest. Yeah, but the reality is, these people are getting obliterated every single step of the way. Like, I'm really glad that we have, like, this guy's a centrist, again, but he's just so tired of, like, this leftoid, over-entitled garbage.
Like, right before he got fired, we had our daughter, and I was a stay-at-home mom with my daughter, and his mom actually moved up to DC.
Funny how trad you guys are for how incredibly not trad you are. You make bombs to bomb people.
I told you we seem trad.
You're a stay-at-home wife and mother, and you domineer her in terms of what she's allowed to do for work in her entire life. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
So confusing.
But I was a stay-at-home
Maybe
mom.
almost like your guys' feminism is just performative, not actually resulting in anything positive for women.
Many such cases.
And at that mic drop, I will head out because, yeah, there's a lot of. I think we're seeing that a lot right now. Is a lot of performative stuff, whether that be like Hassan being performative. I've been catching up with all that, or like. Just a lot of people in politics right now are like being very performative and very like, oh, look, I'm doing these great things. And then they're actually like just terrible people. And you're like, why don't you just be a good person instead of just like boasting that you're a good person? You know, like Hassan's like, oh, I donate all the time, but I'm just not going to tell you like what I'm donating and stuff like that. But I donate all the time. And then he said he was going to help that streamer, but he never did because of the lawsuit. I think it was against like Ethan Klein. And she was like, yeah, he never gave me money. And she was like a supporter of Hassan. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm like she's clearly calling you out of like, hey, he says he does these things, but he doesn't. He's just virtue signaling, basically. Of course, I don't think she would go that far and saying all that because she's a supporter of Hassan, but yeah.